Greetings and salutations, friends, and welcome to another episode of the ArchCast. Suspect it might be a shorter one today, since it has been a slightly quiet week again. Everyone has pretty much just been subsumed in the launch of the New World. That's all of the gaming outlets have been talking about, and the rest have been keeping their heads down for a little bit, in a way, which is rare and unusual. No one's committed any major misdeeds in the last week or so. Rare. Very rare.
Oh, I'm sure they have. They just have yet to get out yet.
They've just hidden it well.
Yep.
Though, there is certainly something. There is certainly something. There is always something, because there are bad people out there, and they deserve to be shamed, frequently. As they are. God damn it. World of Bloody Warcraft. So, if you have somehow been able to notice, the Amazon's great big flagship thing launched this week, and it has done fairly well. I think we'll do a more proper talk on that later. I'll do a small video on it, probably maybe tomorrow, early next week, talking about the early to mid game, but I want to get a little bit further in before we really have a proper dive into it. But it's had some fair success. I saw numbers up to 800,000, 8 to 900,000 concurrent on Steam, which is not bad at all. That's very good. And meanwhile, whilst all of this is going on, Blizzard figures that the best way to fix their wavering, flagging numbers is to simply make World of Warcraft more inclusive. And by inclusive, they mean remove paintings, remove emotes, remove characters, and remove names.
Don't forget about
Why
paintings.
is it that inclusivity is always so exclusive, Kyle?
We need fruit. We need fruit bowls. I can't get over the fact that they replaced the undergarment waifu laying on the pillows with a bowl of fruit. It's one of those like uncanny, like, you know, puritanical like things that we experienced a few decades ago with like the right, where people were like on the sort of like more religious side were like, no gaming, bad, demons, and it's like it's gone the opposite side of the fence now. Which is kind of funny, and they're doing the exact same thing. It's like the more things change, the more they just kind of stay the same.
It is actual genuine hardcore Christian conservative nonsense. Like no, bikini bad.
Yeah, except it's the exact opposite side this time. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, what was it? Three like in the 90s, 3 to 2 decades ago, that was what was going down. Now it's flipped fences. It's like, no, the puritanicalism's from the other side. It's like everybody's got to take their turn. Time for me to be puritanical. No titties. No.
Oh, the horseshoe, Kyle. It does exist. Unfortunately.
Yes. This is a beautiful example of that horseshoe at play. But also sad.
And what else Blizzard has been doing is they decided that a lot of their old emotes, you see, it's not enough to change names, it's not enough to remove the horrible paintings of the naked women. No. We need to be far more inclusive than that. And so they decided to remove all of the insults that could be targeted at another player, including /whistle, burp, dance, I believe, once targeted.
They removed
and
the
this
dance.
Was the rationale that this was because, whilst seemingly innocent, if used against another player, it could be negative connotations.
Yeah, so what? Like, I've been killed before in PvP and WoW back when I used to play it, and like people would spam the sit emote to teabag my dead character, and I was like, goddamn son of a bitch. But like, I get over it. It's just a video game. Ah, the spit emote, my favorite one.
I found the list. Drool, cough, cough. Why cough? Oh, it's the Voldemort by
Oh, they cough on them to give them the AIDS. I get
it. Burp, fart, whistle, spit, and moon no longer change when using while targeting a player, so they no longer activate. Pounce and Groan has been adjusted when used while targeting a player, so they don't work. And 4 brand new emotes have been added. Some real depth, sir. What kind of emotes do we have here? How do they add to the emotional spectrum of World of Warcraft? They are Huzzah, Magnificent, Impressed, and Wins.
Wow.
I feel like the Wins one won't last long because people could be like, they could use that to mean cringe. I'm like, oh, cringe. And other players. Like, that's offensive. It's good to see that they're, they're putting the development time to use. They're fixing the things that need fixing in World of Warcraft, the emote system.
Wow, there's a lot of simps in here. I haven't really used Wowhead in so long. I don't know. Maybe it is super simpy. They might be ban happy. I see some people are mad about it. Actually, no, it's intermixed.
A Blizard forum, I would be very, very surprised if free and open discourse was allowed to reign.
Is this an official Blizzard forum? I thought, or Wowhead. I thought Wowhead was like a fan-run one.
I have no idea. All I know is that I see the tag with a big Blizzard and stuff, and so I thought it would be, but Wowhead, I have no idea what Wowhead is. I haven't played World of Warcraft for well over a decade.
The big tag with the Blizzard thing is actually, I believe this is just like copy-pasted right out of the Blizzard.
Ah, okay.
Because Blizzard's official forums are very different from this. Because you see the little caricatures of people on the left.
But this will surely make World of Warcraft far more inclusive, far more open to new and interesting players, I'm sure. I'm certain they will see a massive influx of new players over this.
Hold on. Somebody in chat says, WoW is not an ERP game. You haven't been to, was it Moonvale or whatever? I've been there. Because a friend's like, oh, let's go to this server I hear it's kind of fun. And he's like, going to the Goldshire Tavern. I was like, what's happening in here? What's happening? That was my first interaction with ERP and my last. Quite horrifying.
Kyle, you are a judgmental sort, and I judge you for that. People want to, have fun in MMOs in a way that does not include grinding. Well,
I'm just saying it's an aspect. But... if people want to role play the game a little bit, that's fine. If they want to ERP, it's Moonguard. Thank you, Doughboy. Yeah, that's the one. But like, if they want to ERP, that's great. That's why they're on Moonguard. That's why Kibbs' account, at least if I still had WoW installed, I could open it up and show you that I have no characters on Moonguard anymore for a very obvious reason.
That sounds defensive.
Fizzcrank. Fizzcrank is happy. Fizzcrank is safe. At least last I remember.
Turns out that's the gay ERP, so...
Oh, no. Too far I didn't spend much time in the tavern, so you never really know.
Though, to be fair, New World has certainly not had the gentlest of launches either. Amazon had, I believe, an opportunity here to really do some damage with the solid first impression, but as I'll talk about in my my little early preview video of it, it has some big fucking pacing problems. Big pacing problems. And the launch, that was the biggest pacing problems. The largest queue I saw was 25,000 people. And at that point, I feel pretty certain that people are queuing just to see how high the number can go. Can it go? Is there a limit? Is it infinite? It is infinite.
Been at 24,000. God, I can't imagine being in a queue for that. Like, at that point, just go play something else, dude. Like, fuck. Like, why?
Like, that is, I think we figured out roughly that 1,300 people was about 2 hours. So that is about 48 hours of queue time, roughly. Which is impressive.
I think impressive. I'll pass. No. No. Like, I didn't mind queue times. I remember queue times. I can't remember the biggest queue. I think Wrath in World of Warcraft, I think was the biggest queue I used to be in. That was like what, 600 or 400, and then New World's like 1,000. To be fair, they did criminally not open that many servers though. Like, it's Amazon. They don't even get an excuse.
They don't. I sent you another link on this
Eh,
too. They have now made it so that people are unable to roll any new characters on a full server, which is a good idea. They are also rolling out more servers. They have been rolling out more servers, which they opened like 25 new servers on US East. And I'm just confused at that point. Like, really? You had 25 servers just as backup? Why?
Yeah, I mean, they could easily tell how many purchases there was. Like, honestly, what this seems to me is it reminds me of Apple with forced scarcity. Like, they intentionally don't ship out that many to the stores because it makes it look like it's more in demand.
And I mean, it's not ineffective. I mean, like I said, tales of queues of 25,000 people. That's a headline grabber. And indeed, it was on pretty much every
Yep.
gaming news quote unquote site I follow. Everyone mentioned this, that it was so ridiculously popular. And that might have drawn in some new people. Who knows? Well, maybe in 2 weeks' time they'll be like, okay, I heard about that stupid popular MMO. Let's give this a go. You know?
It's entirely possible. Honestly, it's actually not a terrible strategy. It's just a scummy strategy.
Yes. Now it did really ravage their Steam store reviews there for a time. The lowest I saw it was on 42% positive, which is oof, oof.
That's affecting some buyers there, because I can tell you that. Like, when you look at a game and I look at a game, before I did YouTube, like, if I saw something, and before I was a Steam curator for a bit, like, before I did anything, if I saw the reviews get super low on something, I'm like, nope, nope, nope,
Like if you see
no,
mixed
no.
reviews, you go like, hold
Like,
on.
I'm gonna watch some videos on it, but I can guarantee myself at this point that I'm not gonna get that game because I'm not like, I can't. That's before I had the excuse like I could just YouTube a terrible game. It's like, no, you don't
Yep.
want to waste time with it.
The reviews have climbed back up now. They are still at mixed, but they are on 58% positive right now. So it will presumably hit positive at some point in the relatively near future. One can hope.
Yep, the game's like, when you actually play the game, it's actually serviceable. It's just a bit laggy.
Again, we'll talk about the pacing problems because I actually finally managed to get into like the next zones, and the game gets a lot more interesting once you get out of it. The problem is the newbie zone is up until level 25. Like that's a fourth of the game right there.
Well, don't forget that these MMOs, the higher you level, the longer it is. So it's actually not a fourth. That can be a little bit misleading because of how long it takes to level. Because as you level, you slow down in leveling speed. So the majority of the content's still further out there. So that's good for the game on the game's defense. But the thing is, it is relatively slow leveling because it's 1 through 60, guys. So if you're familiar with like old school MMOs or when they first launch, like 1 through 60 takes a bit of time, and leveling to 20 isn't so easy. Like, it takes like a few good dedicated days to really do. Like, it's not gonna be over anytime soon.
No, it definitely has some issues. But with World of Warcraft being busy shitting itself, maybe it does have a chance. We shall have to wait and see. In other news, woman flees Disney for everything they're worth.
That makes me happy.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm not a big fan of Megacorp Disney because they ruin everything nowadays, and they abuse copyright to such an absurd degree.
They do. They are bad people. Scarlett Johansson, for those who you are unaware, that was a weird sentence structure. The chick who plays Black Widow and has also occasionally played a feminist for hire as well for about 5 minutes until realizing this isn't as profitable as I thought it was, and then suing Disney. That was a funny little turnaround. She sued Disney because Disney promised her that the Black Widow movie thing would be released on a much larger scale than it actually did. It was supposed to have like movies, it was supposed to have like DVDs, all kinds of stuff, and a bunch of hype around it as well. It was supposed to be a big thing. And in the end, I think they dropped it entirely on cinemas, or very few cinemas at least, and they just dumped it out on direct to DVD nonsense, which of course means it was dead on goddamn arrival. And her bonuses were apparently tied to those sales. So,
That's really scummy. So yeah, you can see why she'd be interested in that, because it's her, big bank.
Yep. So she sued them, and they have now decided to settle out of court, which is lawyer speak for somebody bribed somebody.
As in, I'm pretty sure Disney's like, all right, here's a ton of money, please shut up, because like this drama is hurting us.
Yes, it's like, Scarlett, honey, just here, have this. We found it under the couch. It's literally a truckload of money. Have fun.
I don't imagine Scarlett Johansson will be working with them anytime soon, unless they're really desperate to keep her.
I doubt it. I mean, the Black Widow character. I'm surprised she got a movie. Oh, that sidekicky thing from the Iron Man movies. That one, huh?
Who has a moderately troubled backstory, but they retcon that anyway, so it didn't even matter.
I mean, It was interesting to begin with. The whole wanted to be a mother, couldn't, became a spy. This bothered her a little bit, but that wasn't feminist enough. So,
you can't have flaws. It's too human of you to have flaws.
Far too human. We can't have that. You're a Marvel character, for goddammit.
Marvel, DC. I've never been big on superheroes. Not because there are well-written stories. I'm not gonna say there aren't. But they often run into this problem. Where it's like, I'm so perfect. I'm literally God.
The chat brings up an excellent point. Black Widow didn't get a movie. It's to set up the Black Widow replacement.
Oh, is it? I have no idea about this movie. I didn't even watch
I wouldn't be surprised that they're just writing her out.
Oh yeah, I suppose all of the Marvel things are trying to write out Robert Downey Jr. and all the other actors, because none of them really want to keep working on this, or if they do, I don't know. But they're also trying to replace them because they're trying to replace them with cheap throwaways.
Yes, Robert Downey Jr. has said that he will not do another Iron Man. He put down a ridiculous demand, all of the actors need to be paid the same as him, which, yeah, probably not.
What an egalitarian, that man.
I do like Robert Downey Jr. He is a brilliant little phoenix from the ashes story, from an actual genuine retardo alcoholic to now a respected actor. Good boy.
Yeah, no, he's pretty cool.
The guy who played Captain America, he hates his role. He genuinely loathes it. He wanted to quit after the first movie, but it's you signed up for 3 contracts.
Yep. Sucks to suck, my dude. You want it out.
To be fair, Captain America, my god, was he a fucking horrible character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's just
what's
so
your
boring.
Superpower? It's well, I take drugs, kids. And it's is that the message we're doing here?
What's your superpower? I'm strong? Kinda.
I took drugs that made me strong. Bullets still kill me, and I'm just slightly stronger than a regular person. I'm pretty strong, but that's my thing. And they don't really tell you how strong I am, but I have a shield, by the way. The shield made out of dirtmanium or whatever, bulletproof shield.
I'm exactly as strong as the plot requires me to be at that particular point in time, which is why, on the one hand, I struggle with unenhanced Nazis in 1 second, and go toe-to-toe with fucking Thanos the next. It's fine.
Don't worry about it. Those human schnancies, I tell you, they were bred for this.
They were Germans, after all. You can't underestimate
fast eugenics, okay? Accelerated pregnancies and birthing and maturation. Don't ignore the fact that World War II only took place over less than a decade.
And ignore the fact that, oh god, the first Captain America movie, I swear to god, I had to check it 3 times, because I was watching it and I was like, hold on, have I accidentally downloaded a B-movie ripoff of this?
It's just when they
when the movies come out, like Avengers Endgame, there's a B movie coming out around the same time calling End War Game or something.
Yeah, I remember seeing the first movie for Captain America, and going like, "Man, he's kind of lame." Like, he's oh, like, and then the whole thing's like, "Oh, does he defeat the Nazis?" No, actually, Nazis aren't that scary. They're actually not that evil. You know who's really evil? Redskin dude. He's
Oh,
super
he's
evil.
He's really evil. One of the things he did, which is a huge threat to everyone, he replaced the MG42, the STG-44, and just straight up bolt action weapons with far worse plasma weapons, which fire uber slow projectiles with a really low fire rate.
God,
Ah.
really a miracle that he was a real threat. Fuck.
Red Skull transformed the Wehrmacht from a world-conquering army to a bunch of dudes who get their asses kicked in melee by a drug addict.
Don't worry, that'll be a plot later when Hydra infiltrates the Shield thing, and there's a coup d'etat, and it's a big thing in the second Captain America movie, and I care so much, and it's so good.
That too, like, Hydra is the dumbest evil organization because they are so comically evil they make the Nazis look good, and yet they have no problems getting thousands upon thousands of blindly loyal agents. Why are they? What are they loyal to at that point? Are they just all brainwashed?
Like, what is their whole goal and objective thing is dumb. It's like okay, why would this guy join Hydra? Because
Like maybe they just have really
they
good
have
dental plans
money.
or something.
They have really good dental plan. I just couldn't stop. Like, have you seen the dental plan? Like, God, I could get my teeth, fucking really clean.
The benefits are absolutely amazing. Yes, they're literally worse than the Nazis, but Christ, I'll never have to worry about disease ever again.
Free toothpaste. Free and a complimentary toothbrush. Oh,
Like, yes, they're
like,
evil, but they literally provide me with a flat and everything. It's insane.
I don't even know where they get the resources to do all this and remain
That's
hidden.
another good point. Oh.
Where do they get the resources to compete with S.H.I.E.L.D., like this super big fucking superhero organization the government funded that's meant to save the world in case, like, aliens invade? They've easily infiltrated it. Easily. Almost comically so. Comically, get it?
I mean, I guess we just assume Nazi gold, I guess.
We had so much. No one's going to ask where all this random gold and money is coming from. None of that's going to be traceable. Like,
I mean, hey,
about.
if you were handed a stack of golden bars with swastikas on it, you don't ask questions, you know? This is self-evidently bad, but it's a lot of gold.
You're not wrong. Here's what I do. I'd take those gold bars. I'm like, these are mine now. Also, and then I'd turn around and then go report it to the authorities anonymously. Only giving them one of the gold bars. I only need a
few.
Then
I'd acquire the services of a trustworthy smelter.
Yeah, we need to melt this shit down quick.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with the quality of it. Just the imagery is a little dated these days.
Can we put like a little heart on it or something? A little bit more loving.
Well, my pony symbol. There you go.
No, that's too far. That's not loving. That's the worst option.
Oh heavens! And so that slight side tangent was about Scarlett Johansson. Trust me, it's
us complaining about we'll be honest. We're not big fans of the Marvel movies. At least I'm not.
Neither. I mean, I love the Iron Man ones. The first Thor one was serviceable.
The first Iron Man movie is like, okay, if I had to be honest, the first Iron Man movie was good. Half of it's amazing. The second half, where the bad guy takes over and then does the whole superhero plot thing, is the movie falls apart. But the first half is really good.
Yes. Basically, Iron Man's really good when it's Tony Stark doing Tony Stark things and fighting in his Iron Man suit. The problem was the next movies did everything in their possible power to remove Tony Stark from the picture and from his Iron Man suit.
He's depressed. Also, he destroyed all the suits. Why? Because it's to show that he changed as a man. So he destroyed all these super advanced suits to show that he grew as a person. Like, yes,
and that's kawaii at all,
symbolism.
But I came to the movies to watch those super advanced suits beat the shit out of monsters.
Or something, yeah.
All right, let me get through the super chats here.
Yep.
Goloi says, "You guys don't understand. The New World Q is the activist game, just like Disney. The lines are the real right."
Oh my
Maybe.
god, it's true.
I mean, I'll put it like this: I would prefer to sit in a New World queue than I would do another Sea of Thieves theme park ride. Let's put it like that.
Oh my god. Look, we have to beat the campaign so I can justify what we buy. And then we can uninstall it and be done with that game. The worst part
Oh,
is
Jesus.
that, like, until I restarted my computer when I had an issue with the Starship Trooper stream I did today, like, the game was still running the whole time, apparently. It wouldn't close.
See, I was wondering why you were playing Sea of Thieves solo. Like, that's weird.
It's like, Kips doesn't like that game that much. No, he doesn't. And he wasn't playing that piece of shit himself. He was busy working. Working's more, doing my reports is more fun than playing that was, oh my god, side tangent. We have to. The Sea of Thieves campaign is like a Pirates of the Caribbean crossover. So it's like, oh cool, it's gonna have like Johnny Depp and it's gonna do like Pirates of the Caribbean stuff and music and whatnot. Not really. It's like a theme park ride where you run from point A to B while it does theme park stuff at you, and it's fucking boring.
It was a 30-minute walking simulator, and when it eventually threw a little bit of actions at us at the end, we were all like, oh, holy shit, thank God I can shoot something. And then we swiftly realized, this doesn't matter. The enemies will continuously respawn until the next dialogue line runs, and we can shoot the Flying Dutchman, but it can't sink, nor can our ship sink. We are literally on two unsinkable ghost ships, having constant unending respawns, firing unending cannonballs at one another.
We were in the Eternal War, basically. we were in hell, literally.
It was
terrible.
Mucho sado. F the NSW Gestapo says Nazi Gladys Berlichkian, I fucked that up, I guess, responsible for the worst lockdown in Australia, resigned due to corruption charges from ICAC for receiving millions of dollars from Pfizer and AstraZeneca. Oh, Jesus, really? Implementing vaccine mandates and lockdowns for money. Fuck you, Gladys. Right. Well, required by law, YouTube. I do not know the veracity of these accusations, and I do not doubt the vaccine sufficiency or that it has been applied in entirely ethical standards, but that sounds goddamn awful. Oh, Australia. Well, we need to sink Australia. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but I'm sure we can find a way.
It's time to stink. Stink. Fuck.
Stink.
Close enough.
I don't know. I don't know if that is even close enough for government work, frankly. Chloe says, a movie about that Marvel hero with the nice ass. I'll watch it. Does she show her skin? No? Change my mind. Well, her boobies, at the very least, were nicely presented in the first Iron Man movie, but the movies since have discovered feminism, so I'm afraid you will see considerably less of that.
That's true. They did do a 180.
Black Widow, the female femme fatale spy that infiltrates using her sex appeal, and in fact that was the entire plot of the first Iron Man movie, has become a feminist and thrown all of that on the shelf. Well, I'm sure she will grow as a character from this.
You mean a barchinist? It's a barchin.
Chloe also says, 2/3 the agents are from Appalachia and Detroit because they had no other jobs and it had a great dental plan. Ah, there you go. The Hydra agents come from Appalachia and Detroit because there were literally no other form of employment. As reasonable a explanation as any other.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
When there's no other options but to join Hydra. Ah, Detroit. Why must it do this to us? Stefan Vest 1991 says, hey Arch, can you be Kib's backup Bobby for Fortnite? Oh, have you played Fortnite?
We did once as a gag, and I joked about it. And then the previous Starship Troopers stream, people almost gave us $1,000 in donations a couple hours ago to unfortunately play Fortnite for a stream or two.
So you have played Fortnite.
I have yet to break the news to Bubbles. I don't know how I'm going to tell him.
My respect for you has plummeted considerably.
I'll do anything for the right price. Well, some things cost a little bit more than others. Installing Chinese spyware apparently isn't that high.
There you have it, everyone. All of those of you who have been longing for Chibs's cheeks. It literally is just a certain amount of dollar signs away.
For the right price, a cheek can be yours. Like,
Prostitution. A economic consideration of Kyle's. If only you had standards, Kyle. If only. Black 1917 says, "Fucking hail ArchCast, our Lord and Savior. Rip Blizard. May they rot. Rat power." I agree. We should take over for them. It's the only way to save World of Warcraft. Though, I'd probably just shut World of Warcraft down and just re-upload that little spoof game they made in Warcraft 3 where you played as Rexar, and it was basically a tease for World of Warcraft.
Well, why?
Because it would be a better replacement.
Would it?
The good folk sends a Shiba Inu presenting a bone.
It's something.
It's more than something. It's remarkable. Lothar, Arch, please berate Kibbs for me. He missed 2 of my super chats during the Starship Trooper stream. Kyle, if you're going to be a professional...
Hold on. Okay? Which one of them said
No, I'm not holding on here. Part of being a professional prostitute, Kyle, includes letting your customers really actually get off. You don't get to just be like, I have your money now.
Good enough for me. It was Glowy, wasn't it?
No, Lothar. You've done this to an innocent, not even to a Glowy or a Black.
Glowy and Black kind of deserve it. Lothar doesn't deserve it as much.
He doesn't.
He did get buried, though.
Don't worry, we will have an apology video shortly coming up after this stream. An apology video of New World, where Kyle will spend 1 hour straight just chopping trees.
No, fishing. Better. Reparation fishing.
Reparation fishing. You can make it end at any time by just going like, I forgive Gibbs, and it stops. There you go.
If we stream the whole time fishing, I guess Lothar's really mad.
Primed Knight says, after the NDA, I've stopped buying GW products. I can't support such a company. I will play while games for this edition are available. On that note, there will be another video this Monday on the Arch channel, as I have gotten in contact with 2 further whistleblowers as well. The NDA is, sadly, the tip of the iceberg. GW is a very bad company.
Yep. God, they really don't want you to buy stuff. Like, you think the NDA was bad. Arch told me, you're in for a surprise.
No matter how low you think Games Workshop is, believe me, they have found lower.
Right. It'll be interesting to see people's responses in the comments when you release that video that you probably already got in the works.
Matamax for $101. Thank you very much, man. Cause I sent Kyle 100, I think I make myself clear.
You son of a bitch. Very generous son of a bitch, mind you.
Yes, very generous, and not at all a somewhat of a bitch. In fact, I believe this is what we refer to as a principled individual, Kyle.
See, you're the sellout here. Gibbs holds on to his integrity. I mock people in my audience, regardless if they donate.
Gibbs may be willing to conduct sexual actions for the right price, but at least he doesn't gloat over receiving $1 more.
It's true. Principled Gibbs.
All right. Now, we do need to talk on the note of GW. We do have a little bit of a thing there as well, don't we? So they had a couple of little interesting things have happened. I'll send you a couple screenshots. First up, this one here.
Oh boy.
So this is the Warhammer Plus content update, where you may notice that they ran out of animations already.
See, that's why
That was
you
quick.
tease yourself. Like, there'll be an animation every couple of months. You know, it'll be ready when it's ready or something. It's just like burnt to gone.
Every couple of months is not acceptable. Like, this is a billion. This
Well,
is a
that's
$1 million
true.
company.
I keep
Once a
looking at it through
month
my
at the
lens.
very least.
Yeah,
But the problem is they were trying to get everybody aboard, like every week. That lasted for 2 weeks.
That's
Like,
true.
really,
That's
really,
true.
Games Workshop, you didn't have more stamina than that.
I have to recuse myself slightly because I was looking at that through my lens. It's like, yeah, no, like, sure, it's doable. It just needs, takes time to gather the resources. I'm like, wait a minute. Am I a multi-million-dollar company? No. No. That doesn't take, they don't get that excuse. Fuck them.
And so all you get, if you were silly enough to sign up for this, is a tutorial on how to glaze a model. This is the tutorial after how to paint a model black, by the way. Like, I get it, right? I get it. You might want to have like an absolute beginner's tutorial at some point, but that should just be like announcement, exclusive shows, beginner's tutorial series. I am not going to pay you to go, this is how you base paint a model, spray can.
My God, imagine charging for that. And
Like, it's also like Citadel Color Masterclass. Like, I'm expecting, because the chick they hired for this too is also apparently a really good painter who's
okay.
made some excellent minis, and she's teaching base coating and glazing and washes. It's like, holy shit, this is the most basic bitch of the basic bitch.
Wow, impressive. But also, I just don't know. Like, you think they would? I'm having a hard time with this one. Okay, like you think releasing tutorials on how to paint your models that you're trying to, peddle to people, you think that would be free? The fact that they,
You'd think that would be the teaser, right? Yeah.
why would they gate that? Like, I'm having a hard time processing that right now.
Like, you would think that would be like the on the Warhammer Plus page, they would be like, have access to all of our basic painting tutorials for free. And then at the end of each, you put a link, like, if you want to see how to paint this beautiful model, then you show off something that actually requires a tutorial. Maybe people would click, but no. The Citadel Color Masterclass is about spray painting your goddamn models.
He's like, now that you've applied the black colors, you need to make sure that you do it again to the spots that are too black. And it's like, oh my God, shut up.
It literally is at the point where now that you're finished spray painting your miniature, I'll see you again next week. Like, or
get back here, you're taking all my money.
That too. Like, we haven't even finished painting a model yet. We are on the leg of a model.
Yeah,
imagine paying for this. You've got your first Warhammer model in your hand, right? Like, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna figure out how to paint this. You spray paint it black, and I'll see you next week. Hold on, what?
What do you mean?
Next week?
Also, I agree with Disco. She says, to be honest, why are they putting beginner tutorials behind a paywall? Surely the paywall is for fans. Yeah, like why would you paywall a tutorial? I don't know. Like, you think I would think the tutorial would be free because, like, oh, look, this is how you paint the models. Now you know how to paint them. All you need to do is buy them.
I mean, a painting tutorial should be made for every single model they make, a
For
basic
free.
painting tutorial, and then there should be a UR code on the back of the box that you scan. Click, there you go, painting tutorial. And then at the end of that, you do like the Warhammer Plus ad again. Like, that would be the smart thing to do, but no.
You can have
It's
play in
because
the beginning
Games
or the
Workshop
end.
is allergic to free content, which is why the Warhammer Vault, which I thought would be the selling, like, oh, cool, access to like everything, the entire library of White Dwarf. That's value. No, no, it's just a handful of issues with pages cropped out of them because they can't give you the rules that were inside their hobby magazine.
I see no reason to get this. Oh my god,
it
there's a
is.
battle report there. Rest in peace, battle report channels.
And guess what? It's for Kill Team. What they're trying to sell right now.
It's
Hum-de-dum-de-dum.
whatever they want to peddle. Well, I can't wait till you do the next video where you talk about the dirty squeakrets you found.
And you know that their pre-order sales are not working out either, because suddenly, oh, there's competitions. Oh, in October, like if you signed up to Warhammer Plus, you could win massive painting kits. You just need to sign up, please, please.
I had a painting kit like that, but you know what? It's like only like what, $100 or so because it wasn't like Citadel. It was just a regular model painting kit or something like that. It was a little more than 100, but like honestly, if you buy the Citadel stuff, that stuff's overpriced. I remember that because I remember the fucking people that were at GW telling me that when I was at Games Workshop with a friend of mine when I was trying to get into Warhammer.
Oh, it is undoubtedly hilariously overpriced because Citadel paints are stupidly overpriced. Like I just did a quick little check now, like on Amazon, basically for like painting sets, and they've got all of the colors of the goddamn rainbow for like $100.
It's just overpriced. Like, why would you buy this?
And next up, my next thing is they're going to start adding in little free coupons in White Dwarf and in other magazines. And you'll probably also see content creators, the ones they know they can trust, start handing out little coupons too at some point. Like, this is a free month of Warhammer Plus. Man, this is awesome. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it makes me happy, though, that it looks like they're getting desperate. Like, thank God, I do not want this thing to succeed. I don't want it to live, Kyle. I want it to be dead.
You want it to go to heaven.
No. Hell.
Oh. Fair enough.
Specifically.
I mean, well, as long as it's not in this world, right? It's not our problem. It's just pushed off to the next
So long as
life.
it doesn't bother me, yes. That is the key point here. So long as it's somewhere else.
Arch is insinuating that he's getting a free pass into heaven. He's like, he needs to go to hell. Obviously, Barch would go to heaven. Do all Barches go to heaven?
All Barches go to heaven automatically.
Terrible.
And I suppose we will... the last interesting topic of the week, I think, the really big one, is, of course, the Activision Blizzard settlement. So the interesting thing here is they got sued by the EEOC, which is what was it? The Department of like Free Fair Labor, whatever the hell. Pikachu, Kyle, you're American.
Do I know every legal thing in America? No. Am I a legal expert?
I mean,
no.
To be fair, there's a lot of four-letter agencies in America.
It's EEOC. I've heard of them, but I'm not.
Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. That was it.
Yep.
And the interesting part here is they got sued, and Blizzard settled with them immediately, like straight shakedown, straight up actual shakedown for $18 million for diversity initiatives. That is fantastic. I love it. Like Blizzard has literally paid a ransom to get this federal entity off its back.
It's terrible and also hilarious.
Well, that's one down, only 3 more to go for Activision Blizzard before they can officially no longer be investigated by every governmental branch of the United States of America.
A little bit of investigating.
Kyle, why is your country like this?
Listen, I didn't make it this way. I was born, and it was like this. You're just jealous.
I don't know if I believe that.
We've got a cooler flag than your little plus symbol. He's like,
actually, we stole that from the Estonians.
You little creatively bankrupt plus people. Like, yeah.
There's an absolutely beautiful little Estonian fairy tale kind of thing where they had to fight like a great battle against evil invading heretics and shit. And God personally was like, "Here, by this flag, you shall be victorious." And he dropped a flag down, and the Danes were like, "Mine."
Mine. Grabbed it and ran.
Yep. And so God was like, "Okay, fine. Here." Sends them another one. The Swedes were like, "Mine." And so a third time, he drops a flag, and guess what?
My God.
That became ours.
Copy,
And that's why the
paste.
Estonians have the retarded flag they have today.
They're like, we got the reject design. They dug out of the trash bin that God left behind, like, okay. Take
There you
that,
go.
you little Baltic nation.
The Baltics are a sad place.
As they should be.
I wonder, though, now that we have seen that you can actually extort this multi-million-dollar corporations for, 18 million bucks. That's not chump change. I wonder if this won't encourage other companies to perhaps dig into other corporations. I hear Ubisoft have been behaving poorly.
No, I'm kidding. Screw Ubisoft. The only thing they have that I care about is Blue Byte, the little fat devs that make Anno.
Ah, Blue Bytes. God, Blue Bytes used to be a really cool developer. Do you remember Battle Isle?
They make Battle Isle?
Yes, they did.
See, the worst part is the first Battle Isle I saw was the 3D one.
Oof. Oof.
Oh, man. That looked awful. I saw the other ones. I was like, how did they get sequels? Because whenever I Google retro games when I was younger, they're like, wait, why was there a sequel if it was that bad? Oh, the first one was good. Or Battle Isle series.
Man.
It died horrendously.
At least Anno has done well. The new Anno game, man, I have a lot of praise.
Oh,
for
we
that.
really should stream
really
that.
do.
We have to put that on our list of things. I keep forgetting. But honestly, part of me wants to wait till all the expansions are out because their expansions have so far been fairly solid, adding new mechanics and features.
Oh, I don't think all of them will be out. That is very much so a games as a service business model they got
They're
running
gonna
there.
keep pumping content out until they're ready to start, popping up hype for the next Anno.
Basically. So we should play that at some point. It's a damn fine city builder. One of the absolute best.
Could be fun. You can build big boats with big cannons.
I like big boats, and I cannot lie.
True. Who doesn't?
That is a quote. Actually, I need to stop quoting black people. I get in trouble whenever I do.
I thought that was a quote from you, because I think it seems like an Arch thing to say. Like, we played a lot of floaty boaty games, and anytime there's a fat ass fucking big floaty boat, Arch is like instantly all over it. Like, oh, so thick and creamy.
I feel like somebody is denigrating my reputation with false accusations nearby.
These are true. Every time there was a new battleship line added in World of Warships, a certain blonde bimbo would get super hot and bothered over every big boat. Every big boat.
I believe there are a frightening quantity of lies being spread in my vicinity
These
again.
truths are hurting, aren't they? He's like, it's getting closer and closer.
The Anno was good stuff. Yeah. What we do need though, we need Zeus to be rediscovered and remade. Just don't change like a few things, because Zeus did have some dumbass logistical things, but more or less just keep all of it nice and fine.
A Greek-themed city builder would be cool. I like the architecture.
Yes. It was good stuff. Now, let's wrap it up with some more super chats. Again, we wanted to keep today's ArchCast a little on the shorter side. The night clerk, I used diversity and inclusion to get weekends off today. Told them that Saturday and Sundays are considered holy by my con, and they approved it. Good job. I mean, why not play by their rules, eh? There's precisely no reason not to, isn't there? I have a very unique and uncommon religion, you see. Yes. If Joe Biden posts, the NBA is implementing vaccine mandates where unvaccinated get segregated whilst working for the NBA without getting paid. Kind of reminds me of slavery and Jim Crow for blacks. Not surprised that Democrats want to implement slavery and Jim Crow. Well, they were the ones who implemented it the first time around, so, never let go of the winners, I guess.
Return to tradition means starts playing.
Besides, it's just basketball. Nobody cares. It's a silly sport.
Basketball's a pansy sport. They bounce and play with balls. But
They do.
Other sports.
At least in football, they kick the ball. In basketball, there's an awful lot of hands-on. Like, it's almost as gay as handball.
They're just groping the ball. That's really bouncy.
It's yet another one of those weird American hobbies that should be disavowed.
Don't blame me for basketball. I didn't start it.
I have no evidence you didn't. F. Joe Biden says again, New York are implementing vaccine mandates, but 28% of blacks are vaccinated. Sound like a racial discrimination towards blacks. Vaccine mandates are racist. Remember, the Tuskegee experiment where deliberately gave blacks syphilis and gave no treatment? I don't remember that.
I'm not super
That sounds like
with
another
that
piece of history.
Oh, that sounds pretty fucked up. Oh my god.
I do highly recommend pushing the vaccine mandate is racist angle, though, because it actually kind of makes sense. Like, if voter ID legislation is racist because the Democrats think black people are too stupid to go to the DMV, I don't see how this could be any different.
Damn.
Facts. I mean, indeed, I'm of the opinion that most people are smart enough to go to the DMV, including blacks, Indians, Africans, Chinese. Pretty much everyone, frankly, I think, can find their way to the DMV. But then again, I am a blind optimist.
Yeah. How dare you think everybody is equal? What are you, some kind of bigot? What are you?
Glowy says, GW is chaos undivided. They have a plan, but it's not finished. Cross them, they will descend with vengeance in their heart. Their workers probably work in inhumane working conditions, and their management probably molest people. Yeah, on that topic.
No.
Let's just say that one of the things I've gotten my hands on is indeed of some pretty goddamn scummy managerial decisions. A dough man. I like how in new Mcafee trailer for Total War it shows Siege City layout hasn't changed. Oh goody.
God. Oh god, somebody sent me that where the picture's just like there's the single wall and there's the weird like grand background and there's the two city streets.
Hold on. Wasn't their excuse for delaying it that they were reworking siege battles?
Maybe they're adding the city burn mechanic only.
Oh god. Or they add in civilians. Like, we said we were reworking siege battles. You can see these little dudes wandering the streets now.
See, that's cute when there's an actual city.
Yeah, that would have been an adorable little bit of sprinkles, but you seem to have forgotten the main ice cream.
I think I might know what it is. So in the one trailer people sent me was the Total Warhammer, like the Horde mode where you could erect barricades and like traps and stuff. If I had to guess, it's probably the siege rework is just them adding that. They're not. I don't think they're actually improving cities, unless I see more. But based on what I've seen, that's what I'm leaning towards.
I'm gonna have to buy a Mcafee, aren't I? Just to shit on them. I don't want to though. Black 1917, to be fair, has the MCU version of Red Skull and Zemo. Have they ever actually said remotely racist or done anything beyond the standard evil bad guy stuff? I mean, to be fair, you're not wrong. I mean, that would be a little bit too spicy. I remember that. Oh God, who was it? I think it was it Hobson? It was one of those actually good rappers, I remember, who had a rap about Eminem, where they were like, Eminem, he's so crazy, he's so crazy. And then the rapper cuts in, like, say the N-word, and he's like, I'm not that crazy.
That's good.
I'm sure Red Skull is racist against anyone who doesn't have red skin, which I think is most people. Yeah, he's just evil.
He's
Yeah.
a red skin supremacist.
Why is he red?
I never. It's because the power touched him, and it did. I don't. Magic.
Yeah, but like his hands are white, so why?
I don't know. It's Marvel logic. None of this shit makes sense. There's not
Does
even a
Red Skull
proper
have
excuse.
superpowers? Like, I thought Red
Probably.
Skull was just a dude. Like, can he fist fight Captain America or something?
He's just like a super smart evil dude.
That is one of the things that really does annoy me about many, many, many superhero universes. Like, the Joker, for example. The Joker's a crazy person. Like, Batman should never have any problems whatsoever beating the ever-loving crap out of him. I don't care if he's got a knife or something. He's like, I'm gonna stab you. Yeah, but Batman knows like 17 forms of Kung Fu or something. This shouldn't be a contest.
Doesn't he normally beat him? I don't know. I don't really.
He does, but he needs to fight him. Like, they actually have a little bit of a fight. Whereas it really should just be a retard getting beaten up by a rich person.
Peculiar, to say the least. I don't know if I particularly buy it, though. I think Batman, based on what they say, Batman has all these resources. He's sane. He's really intelligent. Versus a guy who's insane and pretty low on the IQ bar. So, big dinkies.
The power problem with the universes. See, that's the issue as well. The Joker exists in the same universe as Superman. Sounds like he wouldn't be that much of a threat.
Superman just comes
But
over
oh
and just
well.
like snaps his neck. Probably something that happens, but I guarantee you that the plot would be like, Batman's like, you've gone too far. You killed somebody. Now I gotta stop you. And then Superman snaps his neck. Like, well,
That is literally the plot of Inhumans or whatever it was. Like, Inhumans? In something. Something with an I.
oh my god. I mean, to be fair, it's not like that. Like, that's literally anybody could guess that, though. That's pretty basic.
I do like my evil Superman stories, though. Like, I like the idea of this Superman character as evil, which is why I really enjoyed Homelander from The Boys in season 1, because he was so fucking scary. Like, he is a god, an actual fucking god. And the only thing holding him in check from just brutally killing everyone is this thin veneer of civility. You know, he is a deity held back by a silken string. I love that. Like, that is such a cool idea. And then in 2, he becomes an impotent little cuck whose final scene is jerking off from a rooftop. Like, that's his grand show of defilement. Like, you bad people, I'll come on you.
What? Are you
So
serious?
bad. Yes, I am.
He jerked off on a roof?
Yes, that's his grand vengeance against humanity for screwing over his plans. Like some person gets a bit of spunk in his hair.
Like they're just walking and then like plaps on him like eee. That's actually stupid though.
It's so dumb. Season 2 of The Boys was absolutely dreadful. And season 3 is supposedly going to be even worse as they're going to start tackling patriarchy in that one. Like, oh, good. Oh, lovely.
Is he gonna jerk off on the roof again, you think?
Probably. Oh, that second season was an absolute disgrace. Lord of the Gays simply says hi. Hi to you too. Hello. Evening. Good day. Kyle, say it.
Hello. I was
There you go.
stretching. I was gonna do it. Patience, Lord of the Gays. Or wait, no, you're fine, Lord of the Gays. Arch is the one who needs patience. Like, yet. See, now I'm half stretched. It's the worst feeling. Like, I'm sort of stretched, but kind of not.
Glowy says, return basketball to its Aztec origins. If basketball Americans want to appropriate Aztec culture, do it the right way. It'll be more entertaining, especially when losers get sacrificed to the heathen idols. Well, In the current year, I think we're gonna have to skip the blood sacrifice part, unfortunately, though I do think it would make for excellent TV ratings. It's still a little bit heavy-handed, you know?
A little bit
But
heavy-handed.
we should return that that Aztec like hip football thing where you can only touch the ball with your hips. Like that was retarded and kind of kawaii.
Okay. That's a sport thing, I guess.
It was. It was adorable.
I bet it was. I bet it was.
Black 1917 says, sure, the Red Skull talks about being an Übermensch, but he's a textbook egotistical narcissist. The worst thing that they do is mock and insult Americans as a whole. Stuff is implied off screen, but no one says or does anything. To be fair, the Red Skull has sounded remarkably based on a couple of occasions now. I do love those Marvel drawings where they have Red Skulls basically just talk conservative talking points, and they expect the audience to go like, "Oh my god, listen to him." When he said one more, "You should own the sweat of your own labor. Why should we have an open border for illegals to stream across and steal your jobs?" And you're expected to go like, "What an evil person." Meanwhile, I'm just sitting there like, "Yeah, why should we?"
Oh no. Actually, you know what they say? There's that point you reach when you get old where you start agreeing with the villains more. I think
Because the villains start making really good points.
The villains kind of have an actual point though. Like why? Like what?
Ah, that one didn't take long to find. Like this one here. So
Let's take a look.
your entire culture is under siege. The principles your country is founded upon lost in the name of tolerance. Like, yeah, he's got a point. Your religion, your beliefs, your sense of community, all tossed aside like trash, and you cannot even speak out against it, lest you be called a bigot. Again, point. And who benefits from this but the vultures feasting on the carcass, the bankers who stole your homes from out under you, and the politicians they purchased? Once more. Hell, he's throwing in a little bit of communism there, too. Ah, Red Skull.
My God. And then he has to say his cringy line, "Glory of Hydra." Terrible.
Yep. But the problem is he has a point. So you have to throw that in at the end to just be like, remember, he's the bad guy. See, this is why you get... I feel like almost, if I were to be charitable, I'd say that they were trying to build him up as a little bit more of a relatable villain. Because Magneto had this really cool idea. He was a Jewish child in the Holocaust. They were doing all kinds of bullshit experiments on him. And that traumatized the hell out of him to the point that he's like, never again. I'll never let my people be prosecuted like this ever again. And then since he's a mutant, since the mutants are his people. And so he becomes hyper-protective, and he views the humans, or the Nazis, the evil ones, they're going to come and kill us, we need to defend ourselves with every means. And he falls into this spiral of self-justification, which is exactly what the Nazis did too. They were like, "Oh, we're totally under threat and shit. We'll send them off to Svalbard." And then that wasn't good enough. "We'll jail all of them." Then that wasn't good enough. "We'll camp all of them." Then that wasn't good enough. And eventually, showers. It makes for a good villain because it stems from a point of reasonability. He was the victim. He was in the concentration camp. He fears this obvious evil and he wants to avoid it. But in avoiding it, he takes every next step until he becomes the very thing he loathed. Like, that's a good villain.
Yep, that's the it's not an uncommon tale. Those kind of archetypes for villains are kind of nice because like the thing is they become the thing they fought so hard against. Because they fought so hard against it, they were blinded by their own fear of it to the point where they become the thing they tried to stop or prevent.
Yep, that is a good villain. We need more villains like that. But what we get is Red Skull. Marvel Red Skull. Evil Red Skull. Conservative Red Skull. I'm the villain. Oh, well. Thorgrim Hammerheart says, "Hey guys, hope you're well. So, major kill piece. Thoughts? Keep up the good work. Crushing it. Thank you very much. I haven't watched it. Nor do I really intend to, honestly. The thing is, if this was the first video he'd done on me, right? Okay, maybe I'd go watch it just to go like, okay, what kind of critique does he has? But this is a person that's been drama baiting me for about 5 years at this point.
He's desperate for the attention. And so if you see people like that, you just need to ignore them because they're toxic.
He is apparently very desperate for attention, so all I know is what Disco told me, which was apparently that he started the critique with the video about the NDA, where I decided to retract a video because the situation was not as clear as it first appeared. Bearing in mind too, the guy, the Goobertown person, I asked him, like, can you prove that this is incorrect? Because this seems to be the right series of events. And he couldn't give me concrete proof, but he could provide an alternative timeline at least, which I thought sounded reasonable enough to introduce enough doubt to go like, okay, my accusations are a little bit too strident now, so I figured, okay, I'll just take it down as fair.
Yeah, no.
And he's like, Arch should have contacted him first. And then he goes on to spec, and this is why Arch took down these videos. Like, hold on, dude. That's some SJW doublethink there. Arch bad person because he didn't contact him first. And by the way, this is why I speculate he did this.
Why didn't he contact you? I mean, you've been pretty open about it. You've been pretty open about it. Like, there was people on Twitter that were accusing Arch of all sorts of stuff. And every time I asked them, like, hey, I've got Arch on the line. Would you like to talk to him? And they're like, no. No, I don't. No. Block. It just block. Like, my narrative is falling apart. He should be too afraid to contact me. It was
he
sad.
makes his content, and I have no problems with that. But the day I take moral or ethic lessons from Major Kill is the day I become an SJW, because the world must have fucking flipped something fierce.
He's just not a very good person. Now let's see.
Primed Knight says, to get my nerd fix and exercise requirement, I have started HMB Combat, which is full plate armor with blunt weapons. Check Battle of Nations. Yes, HMB is actually really, really goddamn fun. We used to have a club here that did that, or was that? I think it was HMB. I've forgotten the goddamn abbreviation, but basically what it is, you get some armor, enough plenty of protection, helmets, shields, etc. And then you get these blunted, lighted weapons, and you just beat the shit out of one another. It is so much fun. It is fantastic, and it's one hell of a workout too. It's great. I wish that fucking club was still around, but there wasn't enough people, I guess, which is tragic. That was a lot of fun. Lot of fun. Sir Swagalot says, make a Kibbs furry in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous? Yes, water. He does as well as can be expected. I want a refund.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have made me into a fucking furfurg. Jesus.
I don't know if that'll affect your combat capabilities, though.
I'll need to have a speak with our local furry Dogerton about this harassment. You should be harassing
Then again.
Doge.
Oh, Pathfinder. I'm still only like a quarter through that game because I keep diverging into different paths and different things. I love so much about it. It's got one of the best stories I've seen in a classical RPG for a very long time. And fantastic characters. Like, I really love those characters. They have some genuine depth and interesting personalities in them. I wish there was more voice acting, more banter. The game is severely lacking in banter, as it has zero. And I wish that old cat wasn't such sadistic fucking weasels. Like, this game would be a little bit too easy. Let's throw in an enemy with armor class that you can't even measure. Piss on you.
Damn.
It's a really good game. It really is, but you need you need a certain bit of a bullshit filter, or you just need to be the kind of person who enjoys min-maxing. Like, I know V is playing it on unfair difficulty, which is like, haha, V, I hope you kill yourself. And he probably will.
Wow.
Like,
Ooh.
I'm hating the combat on, like, on core, which core is not core, by the way. I selected core difficulty thinking like, okay, core. That's just the base Pathfinder experience, right? No. That's the base Pathfinder rule set if your DM was Satan. That's the rule set. Oh, I should do one session. One session of the Skaven RP where I balance an encounter like Pathfinder does. That would be hilarious. Like, you hit a person, and the person is like, he takes 1 point of damage, and you take 5 points of damage from damage reflect.
Yeah, I didn't decide to
I hear
get that
no
game.
objections.
Not a super big fan.
You don't have time to play that game.
I know I don't.
Just straight up. I think you'd probably enjoy it because the story and the characters are excellent, but it's like a 300 hours RPG.
Yeah, that's not happening. Sad, but that's the reality of life.
Yes. Nathan Hildeman, have you seen the new Major Kill video on you? It's pretty funny seeing the man who has sold socks depicting your murder for years pretending to give you the benefit of the doubt for nearly 10 minutes. Okay, so he was trying to do that too. That is what we call being a disingenuous cunt.
Oh yeah, where he sold socks of him stabbing you. Yeah, that was
Like, again,
messed up.
I haven't watched it, so I can't comment on it, but if he did indeed pretend to be like, oh, you know, I'm going to be objective here and give him the benefit of the doubt. This is a person who has desperately wanted drama with me for half a decade.
This guy hates you, like, unironically, and has hated you for a very long time.
I don't know if I'd say hate, but I'm certainly not going to be like, oh, yes,
Obsessed.
objectivity.
Either way, it's like people like that, if you ever get into YouTube chat, like, they're the toxic kind of people that you just don't deal with. I've dealt with people like that before. Like, I used to know Sotek, and I know that he's a manipulative little liar as well. I've seen people like that, and you need to just distance yourself from them, cut all ties, and just move on. It's healthier for you, and it's gonna be better for you in the long run. Just mute them.
Now, see, there's the thing as well. Like, trying to be objective with somebody you don't like is very difficult. And that's also why when I did the whole thing with the Ego Queen Alexis, when she doxed that poor fucker, like, you can hear the pauses as I speak, as I'm very much so trying like modulate myself away from anything that could be weighted. Since at that time the situation was even less clear than it eventually became. And
yeah, go ahead.
It's difficult. Like, it is very much so a conscious thing you need to do. And even then, I'm still sure I wasn't 100% objective, but you know, such is life.
I mean, I still find it hilarious that the whole ego drama stems from the fact that Meowsy threw a sword at it in an RP, and it got so mad that it like was like it went to fight, right? And we got into this argument after an Arch like, I'm not gonna deal with this, I'm gonna leave. And so I stayed around and I saw Meowsy and Ego argue with each other, and it was hilarious to see that once Ego realized that Arch wasn't gonna just hand them everything they wanted, like they just simply like, I'm leaving, and then next day, like tells Arch like, oh, okay, sorry, you're leaving. Or is everything are we cool still? It's like, yeah. And then next stream, we get word from a subscriber that, hey, Ego's like shitting on you for some reason. Apparently, it's because you didn't take favoritism. Bad Arch.
Is that what happened?
How
It's
dare
been too
you?
fucking long.
I do remember. Honestly, if we can get Meowsy on the line, if we just message him, he can give us the whole breakdown. It was funny. But it's from the Lurking Hunger campaign. That's where it stems from. That's where it started.
That is where it stems from, yes, but old news.
Lurking Hunger's awesome. Ignoring the fact that Ego was in it. You just hold your nose, you get through those first couple episodes, then it's gone, and it all of a sudden clears up. All better. And then Arch invites Machinated. And then it's all back to square one.
No, that was another one. You little lying swine. Demon Resurrect, as you get older, you learn the villains aren't evil, just based. Well, no, I wouldn't go quite so far, but you are onto something, that's for sure. Viking Kiwi says, this has been long overdue, but you promised I asked on your channel, so Arch noises, please. I promise no such thing. Arch does not make noises. Kyle makes noises. You can have Kibby noises if you wish. See, now he's being truculent.
Meow, yeah, whatever. Now, are you pleased? But Arch, you did promise him kitty noises, or no, not kitty noises. You promised him Arch noises if he donated on your channel. This is true. I recall
this. This is a lie.
I recall this. This is true. You promised
this is a fabrication.
Arch,
the most vile one too.
You promised you'd make cringe-ass noises like I do for money. Now it's time for you to own up to your promises.
I feel like this is a real severe fucking twist.
You can hear him on the bike backpedaling. The squeak as he goes up the hill. Oh, he's scared, chat. He's running.
I'll start speaking Norwegian to you. That way you'll really suffer. That'll be the Arch noises. $94 raises for $94. 94? Jesus Christ, 94 raises for $50. I'm confused. Thank you very much, sir. Very generous. Paradox cancelled a bunch of unannounced games. How long until they cancel Bloodlines 2? Well, I don't know. See, they canceled a bunch of unannounced games, right? So that's just a PR stunt for them to go like, oh hey, look at us. We don't have anything interesting to say, but please look upon us. Probably just, internal projects or pet project or whatever garbage, right? But Bloodlines 2. I mean, we don't know how much they have of that game. How little they have of that game might be an even better way of putting it. Is it functional? Does it run? Does it have, story quests? Are there full quest lines? Did they have the whole story, pieces of it, etc.? We don't know. But they did have to scrub almost all of it and start over again. But it's also a little bit of a prestige project for them, because they announced it. It's Bloodlines 2. It's a sequel to the best RPG ever. They can't just cancel it, but if they can't finish it either, I imagine they'll do it super quietly, like during Christmas or something, when there's tons of releases and the new Call of Duty has just come out or something. They'll put out a press release to one person in Sweden, and you write this in Swedish, or we're gonna come to your fucking house. And that's the cancellation in Swedish, like Bloodlines 2 har blivit cancellerat was Paradox. There you go.
A little banana, because they like banana pizza over there.
They do. They are degenerate scum. Degenerate scum. 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 Sweden is a sad country, and it would be happier under Norway. F. Tyrant says vaccine mandates are racist. Blacks not wanting the vaccine and affecting their lives. The CDC giving blacks syphilis, implementing forced sterilization and equipment on and experimenting on them without informed consent. Yeah, blacks not trusting the government. Wonder why. YouTube, again, for legal reasons. Super chat, not me.
They don't see it that way, though. The algorithm doesn't care. It's like, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. It's almost, you know what it's gonna do? It's gonna suppress you as bad as your main channel is suppressed right now. It's like, no, not that.
I have to suck my pee-pee.
That sucks. Literally.
And Glowy says, why hasn't Magneto been hunting down Hydra and Red Skull? They're Nazis and were part of those that oppressed his people. Because evil versus evil isn't as funny a storyline. I guess that is literally actually the problem. It's like, oh, the bad guys are fighting each other. Yay! Kill one another faster. Yeah. There wouldn't really be a whole lot of stakes in that engagement. Like, whoever loses, I'm happy. Could still be funny, though.
Could it?
Yes. And finally, Desert Hamster says, Arch, please do a stream of Life is Strange 3. That's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than 100, whatever the hell that is.
Research money. That's what I just call it. R&D. RSD.
RSD currency. That sounds like Serbian. I thought I knew that. Yes, Serbian.
Desert hamsters are local soybean.
All right. To have a stream of Life is Strange 3, like, you have to buy me an apartment in Serbia to play it.
It's like, I'm going
There
to
you
play.
go.
I have a feeling you're going to beat him in that apartment. Come here. I wish to talk with you.
It needs to be literally a penthouse apartment in Belgrade, overlooking the Fortress Park thingy. There you go.
Look.
That'll pay for a stream.
Listen, Arch. When I streamed Last of Us Part 2, I was surprised at the viewership turnout that had. It's an awful game.
I'm not.
It's a terrible game.
The thing is, Kyle, if you did a stream where it's like, Kyle, face reveal as he crushes his penis with a large rock,
Whoa.
a lot of people would come to watch.
Crush my
It doesn't
cock with
mean
a rock,
it
I
would be a
must.
good idea.
Maximum pain I must endure. Oh, yes. I still like that gif. Or wait, no, that's a little MP4. I have that saved somewhere, by the way. The old memes.
Now that the negotiations have been completed, I await the address for my brand new apartment in Serbia. Yes.
Come on, Desert Hamster. Quit spending all that money on Planet Side 2. He's like, oh, shit. He had to bring that up.
It's not going to be cheap, Desert Hamster.
See, chat remembers crush my cock with a rock, I must. Ah, it was funny. Somebody did the Yoda voice. It was great. That's back when the cock and ball torture memes were trending. Oh, the internet is a strange and wonderful place.
And yet you know cock and ball torture so well, apparently.
I've looked through my slums. I see the memes they post. They're good stuff.
Evolved Potato says, so since Kibbs is a cross-dressing cat trap,
Not
he has
true.
to be in chastity, yes?
Also
And I assume
false.
he also enjoys pegging. That's a fact now, added to the law. Also, hey, Arch beat Kyle extra hard. I assume he's a masochist, so he might actually enjoy that. That's almost just mean.
Yeah, that is mean. Violent. Probably illegal.
I have no evidence that he enjoys cross-dressing, just that he does it.
Look, I'm not cross-dressing. I'm not unless you really have a big wallet.
See, the fact that he leaves room there.
I'm not saying no completely. If somebody wants to give me like several $1 million, that'll fund the game very well. Sacrifices need be made, but I'm not having sex with you, no. Let's just
Kyle in
say,
a dress.
I'm expensive.
Begin the bidding now.
Please don't.
A Desert Hamster says you will get a single-bedroom condo in Subnautica. That does not sound good enough. In fact, that sounds actually kind of awful.
It sounds like he's trapping you underwater to do more horrible things to you.
Yes, that doesn't sound positive at all.
It sounds like a trap, really. Like, now play Life is Strange 2. It's like, let me out. Let me.
You can't swim to the surface. The pressure is too great.
I can pull off. He's like, I have access to your power, Arch. You will play Life is Strange 2, or you will die. I like the part where he threatens you. Pretty good.
Crowd fund cross-dressing Kibbs with ball busting? Question mark, says chat.
Oof.
Hmm.
That should never happen.
It sounds like a fetish.
Sounds like it's not going to happen. Some things are beyond price, I guess. And so
They've already begun crowdfunding, Kyle. We have 5 rupees.
oh. Ooh. No. The most impressive. Terrible.
All right. That will be it for today, though. Oh, never mind. So check Streamlabs. Glowy, joke's on you, Arch. The penthouse cost $100 in Serbia. Oh, I'm sure they're a little bit more than that. Though not much more. John Mcafee, the ghost of John Mcafee, I presume. Remember, guys, donate through Streamlabs as YouTube screws over Arch and misinformation. Also, Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself as well as myself. Yes, indeed, the ghost of John Mcafee. The man who wrote a note saying, I will not kill myself, and was then found suicided in the bathroom.
Listen. He had a change of heart. It happens.
It happened.
He's like, I'm really convinced that I will live. And he's like, actually, I want to die.
I just wish there had been a note next to him, too, saying, everything is fine. No one is coming for me.
Did they ever show his body?
No, and they apparently also confiscated his PC and other things, so, you know.
So, it's entirely possible that the government gave him a deal. It's like, you'll take this deal, and you'll get a new face, and then you'll live somewhere else. And you're going to be
a
a
new
little bitch
face. Damn, we're delving deep into the conspiracy now. See, if the government did that, though, I bet you they'd throw in something churlish just on top of it. You'll get a new face and a new gender.
Pulls out scissors. No anesthetics.
You have caused us a great deal of suffering. Snip, snip.
We must make sure your kind does not breed.
We need to teach you a lesson. I could see them do that too.
Terrible. Cancer. TP snip snip. Or no, it's Unicky snip snip. There we go.
Viking Kiwi says, I was promised noises and no arch noises was given. You were promised lies.
Just yeah,
lies and misinformation.
Come on, it's cringe. Like the hair on the back of my neck is standing from just saying that. Just do it once. You've been given money. Come on,
Kyle. I'm not a cheap slut like you.
Just yeah. See, it's not so bad. You get over the gagging part. Just do a little yeah.
I refuse to fall to your level.
Do it. Come on, don't be a bitch. Come on, don't be a bitch, Arch. Come on.
Chloe donates $1 saying, lies, Kibbs. Kibbs would wear the dress for a few $10,000.
Listen to me, chat. Listen to me. Donate money to Arch just to get him to do make him make neon noises. Like, just do it once. Like, it will break him and his spirit. Enough that would make him feel guilty. Maybe 50 USD worth. I think that ought to do it.
Nyamasu. There's the closest you get. Nyamasu.
Just edit out the Masu part. There you go.
Right. I think I've gotten over everything now. Yes, I believe I have. So, thank you all very much for watching, girls and boys and gentlemen and dominatrixes.
Oh, disco. Get you.
Exactly. And I hope to see you all again soon tomorrow with the Skaven RP. Until then, have a good day.